HR reacts. Let's move on
That movie's
to
like
the
20 years
next
old.
TikTok. Yeah,
Okay.
and they're making a sequel.
If you're looking for a job right now and feeling discouraged, just know that I applied to 1,623 companies before I got my current job offer. Throughout the whole process, I kept a really detailed list of all my applications, my interviews, everything I did, and I just tallied up a bunch of statistics, and my jaw's on the floor. I cannot believe it. But it may make you feel better if you're feeling really frustrated with the job search right now, so let me share. Okay, I received 795 total rejections. I interviewed with 61 different companies,
Wow.
so 60 of those rejections came after I'd done some kind of interview of sorts. I did 112 total interviews, and the most interviews I did with any single company was 6 rounds, 9 total calls, and I got
Whoa.
rejected. I also did 32 total assessments, so this could be like case studies, take-home
Oh my God.
assignments, coding challenges, and just hypothetically, if you were to assume that each interview was 30 minutes, which many of them were longer, much longer, 112 interviews times 30 minutes, that equates to 56 hours of interviewing. And last thing, the job that I ended up getting was
like half
4
a day's
rounds of
work.
interviews each 30 minutes. This is my third full-time corporate job, and I will say I have never, ever had to apply to nearly as many jobs in the past. Like the job I had before this, that one I remember being kind of tough to find, and I think I applied to like less than 200. So if you're facing a lot of rejection, you feel like it's endless applications, let this be your motivation, because you just got to put your head down and do the work, and you'll see results.
Wow.
Hmm.
The reason I was pulling those faces too, just so everyone has some context, I reacted to this video and I just did a duet on Instagram and it got like 2 million views. So
Damn.
it pays on social media to react with funny faces to things. But look, it's really interesting with this because I talk about this a lot. This is a really challenging job market. And it's really interesting because you see two kind of types of I don't know, what's the right word? Two types of uh, advice out there. Number one is, and this is the advice that I push, is like, unfortunately, it is kind of a numbers game on the job search right now. You have to apply to a lot of jobs because you don't know if those jobs are active or if they've already filled.
Mhm.
You don't know if we were talking about ghost jobs before. You don't even know if they're a real job. So I don't see how you can really get by without playing a little bit of the numbers game. But the other piece of advice that I see, and I've seen this twice this week on TikTok from the same creator, that says you should just only apply to one job a day. You just have to apply the right way. And I'm like,
What?
and this is why I love videos from people who have actually landed jobs. This creator said over 1,000 applications, was it 700 rejections? So that right there within itself says 50% of those jobs that applied for didn't even get a rejection for. So my advice is it's a numbers game. It's not
Mhm.
usually my advice, but if you are actively on the job market, meaning you don't have a job, it's a numbers game. If you have a job, it might be a little different. What are your guys' thoughts?
What's the job that he got? Do we have any
It's
context?
tech. He's tech, and the reason I know that is because I've reacted to other videos and got millions of views. So thank you, whoever that creator is. But yeah, tech.
Yeah, and that may be part of it too, in terms of the type of role you're looking for in an industry, in terms of how many jobs you have to apply for, and tech layoffs are real; they're still going on.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
opportunity is definitely low. So you may have to apply to 1,000 jobs to get the one. So I think that context is helpful. Is it the same for other industries? No. You want to work in hospitality? You'll have a job tomorrow. And I don't just mean as a server. You want to be a manager? Sure. Let's get you set up with an interview. I don't know that.
Although last week, John, we actually reacted to a video
Yeah.
where somebody had applied for a front desk job, and they I believe they had hundreds of applications as well
Mhm.
for that.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we have more people applying to those roles for sure because of the problem in some other industries right now. But I would also say it is there is still disparity between industries in terms of
Yeah.
how much you'll have to go through to get a role.
What about executive roles? What are your thoughts with those?
Well, I think yes, and I think the people who are applying for executive roles also have unrealistic expectations, and this kind of comes back a little bit to the previous take that Danielle was talking about. I mean, I have people who are really frustrated that they are not getting the executive role with 3 years of experience. They are straight up pissed, straight up, and it's because that you don't know what I bring to the table. I'm amazing, and I'm sure you are, but it is hard to compete against the person with 10 years of experience if they've kind of been in the role for a while. And just because you feel like you've arrived, it's hard to sort of navigate that.
Yeah. Uh, Oof. I just feel bad for these candidates that are having to apply to so many jobs and spend so much time doing it because time is money. Um,